If he didn't come back, who would you have replaced him with?
There was never an option number 2.
Mm.
Thank God he came back. I never even, that was not even in the cards, man. I can't even think of one.
Yeah.
Nobody can replace Brad Gillis, man.
I agree.
Especially the fact that, I've played with him for now, like since Rubicon and everything, like literally for 45 years.
An all-new episode of The Jeremy White Show.
Available wherever you stream.
Talk about guitarists for a little bit, because you've had the opportunity to work with some incredible players over the years, from Brad Gillis to Tommy Shaw to Ted Nugent. I mean, like, you kind of almost have the infinity stones of great 80s guitar players.
Oh, yeah. Neil Sean's a very good friend of mine. We've written, he and I co-wrote songs with Journey and with John Cain and stuff like that on Journey albums and everything like that. And I've done a lot of stuff Neil's played on a solo record with we've jammed a lot. We've played a lot. I mean, Neil's an amazing guy. Yeah. I've been really, really, really blessed, I mean, right down to like, those kind of guys and Nugent, with Ted and Tommy Shaw is probably one of the more underrated guitar players on the planet. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Doug Aldrich, with Revolution Saints, I played with Doug Aldrich. Doug,
I just had him on the show like 2 weeks ago. He's a good friend of the show. Neil too. Like, geez, I've had all these guys on.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, Doug is just like, he has a sixth sense. Not sick, not S-I-C-K. I'm sixth. I mean, that's what I think makes a great guitar player. They all have that sensation. I mean, I'll tell you, the only 2 times where I've been like taken to another place on stage was when we were with the damn Yankees, and Ted was playing a solo once. God, I wish I knew what city it was. I mean, there's like, we're in an arena with like 15,000 people, and he was soloing. He was playing a solo, and everything. I was like, we're out there rocking, everybody's screaming and yelling. All of a sudden, and I swear to God, this is the truth, as God's honest truth. All of a sudden, everything just went, and everything was real quiet, and it was almost like I was floating above everything, and it was the strangest experience. And I'm just sitting there, and then it just kind of floated and floated and floated, and then all of a sudden, back into real, thousands of people out there, and Ted just wailing away. But it happened when he hit a note, man. He was like, it was like, he hit one like certain note, and it just took me. That happened twice to me in Damn Yankees. That's never happened to me before, man. It's just crazy.
I mean, Ted's a good friend of the show. He's been on, multiple times, and I tell him all the time he's one of the most underrated guitar players, because from the licks to the man can shred. Like, he's never on those lists of great guitar players, but he has to be on there.
Yeah. I mean, I remember we were playing down in LA at, I don't know, the Universal Amphitheater or something like that. And all the guitar guys from LA were there. And Steve Vai was there backstage with us and stuff like that. And after the show, Steve came back and he was like, he said to Ted, he said, where's your rack? And Ted goes, my rack? He goes, yeah, your rack with all your effects.
Wow, you want to see my tits? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like you were doing all those effects out there and everything like that. Ted does. He's like so old school in that respect. Everything is done with his tone pot and his volume pot. Yep. He didn't have pedal. I mean, maybe a wah-wah pedal. That was it. But I mean, everything else is done with his tone pot and his volume pot. And he's like, he's telling Steve, he's like, I don't have any effects. There's no rack. It's just me. It's me and his fingers and doing this and that and the other. I mean, that's the kind of guy Ted is. And then of course, with Brad Gillis and, original guitarist Jeff Watson with Night Ranger. And I mean, there's 2 great, amazing guitarists. Brad is still, I mean, come on. I mean, Ozzy grabbed him and we never thought he was going to come back even, you know what I mean?
Were you upset at Brad when he left to go play with Ozzy?
No, because we were just getting a record deal at that time and we'd just gotten it. But he said, yeah, I'll be back. And we're like, this went out. Like Kelly and I, like he went on tour with Ozzy, and they were doing one of those radio shows. You probably don't remember, but it's like Pink Biscuit Flower Hour or something like that. It was like back in the like 82. It was 1982 actually, and so we listened to it. It was being broadcast from like Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee, and so Kelly and I tuned into it on the radio, on the FM, on like where were we, KOME or one of the stations, San Francisco or something like that. Right. And so we turned it on and we're listening to it, and the show started, and Brad sounded so freaking good. I mean, so amazing. The show sounded so amazing. We just looked at each other and we said, he's never coming back. He's not coming back, man. That's the end of that. But, sure enough, he came back, and here we are 40 years later.
If he didn't come back, who would you replace him with?
There was never an option number 2. Thank God he came back. I never that was not even in the cards, man. I can't even think of one.
Yeah.
Nobody can replace Brad Gillis, man.
I agree.
Especially the fact that, I've played with him for now, like since Rubicon and everything, like literally for 45 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just, nobody can replace him.
I put Brad up there with like guys like Keith Scott, like, they don't get the recognition, but man, they play.
Oh man, unbelievable. Yeah, it's just amazing. So I've been really fortunate to be able to play with so many, like you have, with so many great guitar players, from Tak Matsumoto from the Bees, the Japanese, the famous band, the Bees, B''Z. We did a TMG album with Eric Martin, myself, and Tak, and we did Tak Matsumoto group, TMG, and Tak, amazing guitar player too, So yeah, I've been very blessed and very fortunate.
I'm gonna have to check out Bees. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, they've sold like 80 million records in Japan. When you walk around with Tak, it's like, it's like Elvis. It's right. It's like the parting of the Red Sea. We're in Japan and everybody's like, it's pretty amazing.
Japanese audiences, man, they're the best apparently.
Our fans have been with us since the very beginning. I mean, we broke first. Actually, we had our first gold records in Japan in 1983. They presented us with our those albums right back there. Those 2 albums.
Nice.
The Dawn Patrol and the Midnight Madness. When we went over for the Midnight Madness tour in Japan, that was our first tour. All the shows sold out, and Japan has been just great for us ever since. It's been unbelievable. The fans are great. The fans are wonderful, and there's a lot of, there's some cool stuff brewing right now. So it's always good over there.
And talking about Japan, they also get the Japanese bonus track of High Enough on 40 Years and a Night with Contemporary Youth Orchestra. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. How do they rate, man? I mean, it's like, we must really like the Japanese audience. We do.
They always get the Japanese bonus track. Man. I'm one of those.
I love Tokyo. I mean, I probably know Tokyo better than I know Cleveland. You know what I mean? It's like crazy. It's crazy. I've been there so many times.
I love that. Well, look, we're running out of time here, but Night Ranger, they're currently on tour celebrating their 40th anniversary, and you got to check out this incredible live record, 40 Years and a Night with Contemporary Youth Orchestra, coming out October 20th, available wherever you get your music, and check out the live videos for You Can Still Rock in America, and Sister Christian's going to be coming out pretty soon, too, so, wow. You said it all, Mr. Jack Blades. You've said it all.
Dude, having a ball. Say hi to all our buddies up there, up north, everywhere you're rocking and rolling, man.
Yeah, we gotta get you up to Montreal at some point. When are you gonna get up to Canada?
Hell yeah! When's Night Ranger gonna play Canada again? Come on, we did that thing with Journey and Loverboy once, and that was great. And come on, man, it was in the dead of winter, and it was awesome. I loved it. You know what I mean?
We need Night Ranger to come in the winter to warm things up.
Yeah, call Bryan Adams. Will you tell Bryan we want to open for Bryan Adams? I think that would be perfect.
Have you guys ever played with Bryan Adams?
No.
So that's like a bucket list thing for you.
Oh, dude, he's badass, bro. He's badass. He's absolutely badass. I mean, he's a wonderful, and then just, I've heard so much about him from Neil and from all the guys in Journey and everything like that. Yeah, man, we got to come up to your neck of the woods.
Yeah, absolutely. And go check out Night Ranger on tour. Visit nightranger.com for all their tour dates and VIP packages and all that stuff. Get a photo with the band. Buy a rock t-shirt. Come on.
Come on, we'll see you at the shows. We're playing everywhere twice, so come on down. We're rocking and rolling. We're not going to give up, man. This is You Can Still Rock in America Forever tour.
An all-new episode of The Jeremy White Show.
Available wherever you stream.